So we are going to do a short activity today. This is not a grade. This isn't a test. This isn't going in your record or anything. This is just an activity so I can see what you know. Okay? It's not an assessment. It's just a fun activity for you guys to also learn, and I'm learning from you. Okay? Okay, so today we are going to learn about multisyllabic words with an R-controlled vowel. So I'm going to write these vowels on my little mini board here. Now I'm going to write the vowel on the board, and I want you guys to give me the short vowel sound and the long vowel sound. So the long vowel sound is, if I write the letter B on the board, the long vowel sound for this letter is B. Now if I write the letter B but in a lowercase, it is then pronounced as B. Okay? So let me begin. A. Now what is the short vowel sound for A? A. What is the long vowel sound? What is this letter?
E.
E. Now what is the short vowel sound? A. You said A? Pronounce that again, Kenzie? A. Okay. Thank you.
I.
Now what is the E? E. Be nice. Good job. Well, let's say O. Now what is the short vowel sound for O? Ah. U. What is the vowel sound? Now, what if I begin with A or A and I write that? What do you think this is pronounced as, Harley? R. What do you think, Chloe? Ear? R. What about this one? Carly. Air. Air. Carly. R or put your mouth on so I can understand what you're saying, please. R. Or. Okay. What do you think, Carly? Ear. 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 Okay, what do you think? R. 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 Okay. So let's go back to AR. Now you said this was what? R. Air. R. So the AR is a sound. Now this is the R controlled vowel sounds. Now, if I remove this R, it's pronounced as, the A is pronounced as A, right? Now when I add an R, it's going to make a different sound. So now this is now pronounced as R. Are we hearing that A?
No.
Do we hear A?
No. We just hear the R.
We just hear R. Right. So that R took total control over that A. You no longer hear that short vowel A sound. It is now R. So let's say it. R.
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 Because if you put the R back in, it's just the R, but the A is silent.
Right. Now, I'm gonna write out a word that has that R controlled vowel sound with that A. Now, what do you guys hear with this word? Far. Right? Are we hearing that R?
Yeah. Yes.
Far.
R. It's not the same.
Bar. Right?
Air.
Air spelled as what?
Bear.
Well, that's a different sound because we added an E in the beginning of the A. So when we add certain letters, they make different sounds. So we're not going to get there yet, Chloe. You're a little ahead of us.
What do you have that?
That's a vending machine. But let's focus on this right here. What is this? How did you pronounce this, Harley?
Air.
You said ear. Chloe.
R.
You said R. Kenzie.
Ear.
You said ear. So this ER is pronounced as Let's say Kenzie, say Put your mask on, baby. You see how my lips are? So, are we hearing that
No.
Since we have a short vowel of E, we're not hearing anymore, right? Isn't it the same how we added that there was an A? We no longer heard that short vowel A sound. We heard R, and now we heard We're not going to worry about that vending machine, okay? What about this one? What did you say? IR pronounced as, Harley? Air. What about you, Chloe? What is the IR pronounced as? Ire? You're saying R? R. So what I get from you guys, as I'm writing these words, you guys are very aware of the short vowel sounds, which is amazing. But you guys are including that sound with an R. And that's why I'm doing this activity. So when we add the R in front of a vowel, it makes a totally different sound. You are no longer hearing that short vowel sound or that long vowel sound of that vowel. So this is pronounced as Wasn't it also pronounced as with ER?
Yes.
So they both have the same sounds.
Everyone.
So it's now pronounced as It's not ire. It's And the same thing with
The A.
All of those are
all of these are So UR, IR, and ER. So they all are spelled differently, but because we added an R at the end, it now makes a new sound, which is very similar to the word fur. Fur, right? So if I write an IR, fur, it's still pronounced as fur, Harley. It's still pronounced as fur.
but it has a different
Vowel, fur. So they're all still pronounced the same, that They just have different vowels, okay? So with your little boards there, here, Kenzie, you can use, hold on, let me see if these work. Yeah, this one works. I want you guys to brainstorm one word that you can think of that has an AR control, that has AR in there.
At the front?
Yeah, just draw it. Just write a word. Just one word that has AR included in there. I gave you guys a few. I gave you far, bar. Oh, you wrote far. Okay. Don't just think of the words I gave you. There's a whole bunch of other words that has AR included in there. You don't have to think too hard. It's not a test.
But does it have to be an A?
It has to have an AR in there. Great one, Chloe. So let's share what we wrote. What did you write, Harley?
Far.
Far. And you wrote car, Chloe.
And then she wrote it.
So I'm going to give you guys a list of what I wrote. So let's take a, are you okay? So let's take a look at what I wrote. What did I, just name one word that I wrote, Harley.
Market.
Market. Let's say market.
Market.
Market. Are we hearing that R in market?
Yes.
Yes.
And where is that R?
In the middle.
Right there, right? What other word did I write?
Target.
Bar.
Star.
Target. Do we see that Target? Do you guys shop at Target? Have you ever shopped at Target?
No.
No.
Yeah?
No.
No?
Because the dog has a.
Oh, okay. So there's a store called Target.
Yeah.
It's like a, I wouldn't even call it a supermarket. It's like a clothing store type of
They don't have
place.
lots of toys. Yes, it
Yeah.
does.
They don't really sell that much groceries.
I've been there, but I haven't bought anything.
Okay, well, let's not get off task. We're not going to focus on Target. So we have Target. What about this one?
Star.
Star. Do we hear that R?
Yes.
So we have tar, bar,
Or far.
far, star, car.
There's guitar.
There is guitar. That's a good one, Chloe. That is guitar. And market, Target, jar. And what Chloe said,
Guitar.
I would
Bar.
still not even looking. There's also bar.
guitar.
On
So do we all hear that R sound in those words? In these everyday words that we might use and might not use. Guitar. Now I want you guys to do the same for ER. I want you guys to do the same for ER.
Look, I heard one person.
Now show me ER.
I'm done.
You're done?
I'm done.
Okay. Are you guys ready? No? Just write one word.
I want to.
You ready? You done?
No.
Okay.
I thought
Yeah, I'm done.
So I'm gonna show you guys my list. Dr. Pepper. So where's that ER, Chloe? Per and pepper. That's a great one. I didn't even think of pepper.
And then bar.
And deer, you wrote to, did you guys all see what Kenzie did? She has Deer Park.
Because it's up there.
Oh, the bottom. But she made a connection. She has deer, D-E-E-R, that has the and she has park, that has the A-R. Great one, Kenzie.
I found that right there. And then
Which is good. You guys are making observations.
Good.
That's perfectly fine. Did you get anything? So I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna show you, Chloe. I'm gonna show you guys what I wrote. I have center. I have super. I have battery. I have certain. And I also did what Kenzie did. I wrote a word that has 2 different R controlled vowel sounds. I have marker. Do we all see that AR and mar? But let's say marker. Marker. Are we hearing the 2 different R controlled vowel sounds that it's making?
There's also battery.
Yes. But you hear marker. So you see how the AR sound in marker is making that mar? Do you hear that?
Yeah.
In the first part, marker, we hear mar. And then we hear at the end the ER sound, which is making that sound. So let's say marker. Marker. Marker.
This is a marker.
That is a marker, right. But are we listening to the sounds, the different sounds that it's making based on the R controlled vowels? So let's say marker one more time. Marker. And that's also something that we call a multisyllabic word. Are we familiar with our syllables?
Yeah.
What are syllables, Chloe? You know what syllables are? You said you're familiar with it. Does anyone know what a syllable is? Kind of. So why don't you explain to me what you understand about it so far, Kenzie?
Well, I don't understand nothing about it.
You don't understand it?
I think a syllable is a part of a word.
I think
A syllable is
I
a
think
part
I
of a
know what
word.
the syllable
Hmm?
is. It like words that are like ER and Y and then wait, these are syllables.
They can make syllables. So, okay. So why don't you guys put your markers down, and I want you guys to put your hand under your chin. So let's start with Harley. Harley, stand up, baby. Say your name. Harley. Say Harley. Harley. How many times did your chin go down? Like, how many times did you feel your chin go down? Twice, right? Let's say Harley. Harley. Do you guys feel your chin going down twice? That's a syllable.